So we're 6 movies into the Mission Impossible franchise now, and there's at least one time per film where that damn face mask trick gets me. Always think I'm smarter than it, and then nope. No, they trick me again.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Starring amongst others Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Sean Harris, Angela Bassett, Michelle Monaghan and Alec Baldwin. Directed by Christopher McQuarrie off of a screenplay that he wrote. This is my review for Mission Impossible Fallout. So good news, if you're getting a bit bored of Mission Impossible reviews on this channel, this is the last one for quite some time, I would imagine. I don't know when we're getting the next one, but I imagine we will though, because the franchise has kept up the quality. And it doesn't drop it, even slightly, really, in this film. Mission Impossible Fallout is, for the most part, awesome. So the plot of this one is that Ethan Hunt and his team are on the hunt for some stolen plutonium. They end up coming into conflict a little bit with the CIA and many, many other people, in fact. And once again, they find themselves against the odds. It really is impressive that 6 movies in now, and the Mission Impossible films are still good. They're not the only franchise, it's not the only one that has good films of this higher number in. Fast and Furious movies have been doing it, but for me they had a bit of a lull. They didn't really get amazing for me until the 5th one, whereas this one, at least all of them have been good. They've gone from good to great, and that hasn't dropped at all, and it doesn't again with Fallout. The main draw for these are the action sequences, all of them, and every single time I think they can't top what they did before. I thought it with the Dubai sequence in Ghost Protocol. I thought it with the underwater sequence and the chase in the 5th one. And speaking of the chase in particular, that was my favourite chase ever in any movie. The one from Rogue Nation was. It's been beaten now by Fallout because once again there is another one. There is another incredible chase through Paris. And what I think makes these so memorable and so intense is that Tom Cruise is really doing these things. I mean, under a little bit safer situations than it's displayed in the film, but he's actually there. You can see him doing them. And I can't believe some of the stuff he does, which I should by now, because Cruise has shown us time and time again that he is a man with no fear. He's a man that will jump a building, break his foot, and still try to get up and keep running, and I love that shot's in the film. When he jumps, smashes his leg into the side and they had to stop filming for a while, they kept a little bit in where he gets up and tries to start running with a broken foot. I mean, this man, I'm going to miss it when Tom Cruise is too old to do this shit, but I imagine he'll keep going until he's at least 90. And once again, there's 3 action moments here that stand out in my mind. Sort of 3 of them that really stand out, and one of them is just a fight scene. And I say just a fight scene, it's one of the best fight scenes. It's Tom Cruise, it's Henry Cavill, and it's an enemy that they're both trying to track, and it's a brutal smackdown in this bathroom. That it's just a no-holds-barred fight. It's so good, it's so fun, it's so technically perfect that, yeah, the best fight scene I've seen, and then it's followed by the best chase scene I've seen. Right through the streets of Paris, we've got cars, vans, bikes. It's another motorbike chase, but again, they up the ante, they make it better than the last one. It's just phenomenal. And you've seen in the trailer, the helicopter, the bit where the helicopter's rolling down the hill towards Tom Cruise, who's stuck in a helicopter. That whole thing goes on for quite some time, and it's to Mission Impossible's credit and to Christopher McQuarrie's credit and to basically everybody's credit involved that it doesn't get boring. Even in the slightly, it doesn't feel like it goes on too long. If anything, I wish it went on longer. I wish it went on a little bit longer because I loved it. It's edge of your seat stuff, and there's so many different facets to it, so many different elements, so many different things at play. Like when the helicopter stuff's going on, we're switching to other cast members and what they're doing. And it all builds and builds and builds just absolutely perfectly. I can't think of another movie franchise out there that does action even close to as well as Mission Impossible does. As for the actual story itself, it's a solid one. It is, and it was interesting that Christopher McQuarrie's come back to direct another one, because with every single Mission Impossible film so far, we've had a new director come in. But I understand why McQuarrie came back now, because this, more than any of the other sequels, feels like a sequel to the last one, if that makes any sense. The others kind of feel like their own entry into the Mission Impossible world. This one feels like a direct tie-in to Rogue Nation. And not just because Sean Harris's character's back, who, by the way, he's great again. I liked him in Rogue Nation, I love him in this one. Such a sinister, creepy performance by that guy. But the Syndicate is again referenced. There's lots of things from Rogue Nation that come back into play again here, and it feels like it builds on that film. It feels much more like a direct sequel than any of the other sequels have. So it does make sense for McQuarrie to come back in and continue that story, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's not at the helm of the next one, at least directing-wise. But once again, the cast here do amazing work. Tom Cruise, I don't know how he keeps doing it. I really don't. I think his performance is so personable in this franchise. I think he commits so much to the material and so much wants to give us an entertaining film that you can tell he pours his heart and soul into the role of Ethan Hunt. And it absolutely shows. Henry Cavill is a new addition here, and he's a lot of fun. He's a lot of fun. It was this film that caused all the problems with Justice League and Superman's dodgy top lip. It was worth it. It was worth it. For some reason, I think the moustache really adds to the character of August Walker. But yeah, he's a really fun foil for Ethan Hunt. Sort of a different sort of foil to the one that we've had before. There's a lot of sparring between them and a lot of Ethan just getting very annoyed with this guy. And it does build up really, really well between them. And yeah, he's a great addition. Ving Rhames is back again as Luthor, and I love me some Ving Rhames. He gets to do a lot more here. We get to see the caring side of him and how much he cares for Ethan, more so than we have in previous films. There's been hints of it throughout the other ones, but in this one we get a real flavour for it, and there's a really nice emotional scene between him and Rebecca Ferguson's character. There's just a nice moment where the two of them just talk, and you can really tell that Luthor has sort of genuine heart for Ethan. He genuinely likes him, he genuinely cares about him. It was a really nice, quiet scene. And other moments he's just great fun, because Ving Rhames can always be relied on to bring some fun into it, and as can Simon Pegg. Benji's another standout. Everybody's really a standout in this, but Benji's another one. He's once again good at balancing the drama and the comedy. There's some really funny moments for Benji, and some really kind of dark ones as well. A great performance from Simon Pegg. Rebecca Ferguson was the star for me in Rogue Nation. She's just as good in this one. Everyone seems to have upped their game for Fallout, performance-wise. She's no exception. She's such a fun character, Ilsa. I really love her. I hope she sticks around as well, because she's awesome here. The stunts she does, the fight she does. I said in the last review that I believe she could kill me with her finger. I still do. That hasn't changed in the slightest. And I mentioned before as well, I was a bit concerned about the runtime for this one. It's 147 minutes, so it's a long Mission Impossible film. I haven't compared that to the other ones. Maybe I should have done. But yeah, it's a long one, but it doesn't feel it. It doesn't feel like it's long, and I can't think of anything that really could be cut from this either. Everything feels important, and it's more of a slow burn than the last one. The last one started with that incredible sequence of Tom Cruise holding on to the aeroplanes it takes off. This takes its time. This takes its time to get going, but it works. The slow burn approach works for this film and for this story. And as I say, it's a very good story. It's a very tight one. I'm going to give Mission Impossible Fallout a 9 out of 10. Have you seen Mission Impossible Fallout yet? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And again, if you've seen all 6, rank them. Rank them. Tell me what your order is. Worst to best. Let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Julians if you want to chat to me on there. Hit like and subscribe on this video if you liked the video and you want to subscribe to it. Be nice if you did. Thank you very much for watching. I've got a review for Searching out now as well. That's just been uploaded to the channel. So yeah, check that one out. Really good film. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.